Good morning. I'm making this video to give you a quick guide on how to prepare your submission for your grading. So you need to make a video or a few different videos and you can string it together for your submission. So the first thing to note is you've got to find a suitable space. So make sure that you are always within the frame so you don't get cropped off. So if you punch and you kick, especially when you do pumse, you don't fall out of the screen and then the examiner cannot see what you're doing, right? So if you need to, you have to go outdoors, get a tripod or a chair or something to prop up your camera, or you can ask a member of your family to help you do the video shoot, and that would be awesome. Another thing to note is you only need to perform each technique once. So if it's a single punch, left hand you do once, right hand you do once. If it's a double punch, you start with your left, you do one time, double punch, and then you change to your right hand, and then you do right hand, double punch one time. And then if it's combination kicks or movement, each set you only need to do once. So if it's a left hand side you're starting, you do it one time. So I will now proceed to showing you an example. Okay, I've set up the camera here. It's actually a mobile phone on a tripod. So this is a very typical area that maybe is in your home or what. If the living room is quite long like this, you can actually use it for everything. So make sure you clear the space enough for you so that you don't kick or punch something that you don't want to. So let's start. Firstly, tension, bow. Yummy. A left hand punch, horse riding stance. One, pump, single punch. Two, pump. Okay, now the single punches are done. We will proceed with double punch. One, change hand. Two. Okay, now we're gonna go for lower block. One, two. Okay, lower blocks are done. Then we proceed to inner form block. One, two. Then outer form block. One, two. Okay, now if you're gonna do the movement, so make sure that you are within the frame. So now you can see my leg is cut off, right? So this is actually not desirable, not very good. And this is even worse. So let's say I'm out of the frame. That is unacceptable for video submission. So you gotta make sure that you are within the frame. So you gotta make sure that you are being captured, and then the backlight, like this backlight is actually awful because the examiner cannot see you. Okay. So find a suitable location, like perhaps like this, where there's no backlight and there's not a lot of background noise. But here this is also quite awful because there's so many things here. So the best kind of place is probably outdoors, right? Okay, so I've set up my tripod outside, right? And it's pretty straightforward. So you make sure that you're within the frame, quite far away. Start out to be moving forward stance. If it's a forward stance, you move forward like this, right? So if you're moving back, make sure that your feet are within the frame. Okay, this is still acceptable. B, doing back stance. One, two, three. Okay, that should be sufficient. So you need to do only twice actually. So make sure you're within the frame. B, one, low block, one side, back stance. Two, low block, back stance, one side. You're moving up with single punch. One and two. That's it. Okay, now higher block. One, two. Okay. So that's how you should frame yourself, and that's as many as you can do. Just one each side. So if it's a number of kicks, back guarding block. If it's a front kick, back leg. One, come down. Two, come down. Okay, that's all. Just 2 kicks. Okay, then if it's roundhouse, get back within the frame again. 1, 2. And then same thing with side kick, you move back. Side kick. 1, 2. Pumse, you find that you need a large area because if you finish your pumse and you out the frame, it's difficult. So do make sure that your camera is able to film you all around. Right? So let's start. Take it 1. Big. 시작. So that's how you need to prepare your video, which is actually quite simple because the examiner has requested you cut down your number of repetitions to just 1 each technique.